Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Humpdaze. This is number 133, and I'm happy to let everybody know that my wife is joining me this evening.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to the chat.
It's good to be back. I'm happy to be hanging out with you guys. I've missed you.
We're going to put the link up.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's up there. We got a joint of some lava cake rolled up, and yeah, it's time to relax.
Woo-hoo, I'm happy to get stoned with my buddies. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy that we got plans to show. They've made it through all the trials and tribulations of the problems that we were having, and I don't know, Smart went over that the last show, the shows I missed, but I think we have it all figured out. We're excited about that. And here comes our buddies rolling in. We got OK Jason, Ice and I. Cheers, buddies. Good to see you.
Hey.
Good to be hanging out with you.
What's going on? It's good to hear your voice, Crispy. It's good to see you're out of the woods, huh? You feeling a lot better?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling so much better. And the crazy thing is I'm healing and have the COVID, which I know the universe. Fuck you, universe. You can't stop me.
Hey, when it rains, it pours. That sucks. Smart was telling us about that. He got COVID. And I guess you got the COVID. And man, when it rains, it pours.
I guess, but you know what? Like, I'm feeling pretty good.
I can't smell or taste.
Despite all that, yeah, I just can't smell or taste. But I don't have an appetite, so it really doesn't bother me. I'm drinking my coffee with no sugar because I can't really taste it.
Yeah, I made bacon this morning, and I'm standing over top of it with my face right in the pan and can't smell a damn thing. I'm like, I think I could smell like a little bit. And then I got the coffee brewing, and I'm thinking, this is usually the highlight of my day, standing here in the kitchen, catching whiffs of the coffee, catching whiffs of the bacon, getting ready to start my day. And it's like, damn. But I like my wife said, it's nice that you're feeling better. It's good to see her out moving around, so we're happy. It's cool. Artman said he was going to be running late. In case anybody's wondering where he's at.
Jace, your plants are looking really good. I feel like
Thanks.
It's been a minute since I've seen them.
Yeah, I just moved them in. Hell, y'all's plants are looking a hell of a lot better than mine. Yeah, I just moved them in here Sunday after the show. They needed a couple more days, probably at least, but honestly, like during the weekdays, on work weeks, I don't like doing stuff like that. I like to do it on the weekends. So I up-potted a little bit sooner than what I'd like, but everything went smooth and they bounced back really quick. They're starting to take back off again already. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this grow's going so far. Everything looks healthy and hearty and jumping up.
They're gonna fill them pots out quick, man. What size is that?
These are all 3 gallons. I had to dig up the old fabric pots there on the right because I only had 5 air pots because you can only buy them a 5-pack from AirPod, the authentic ones.
Right.
And I had these old fabric pots over here on the right from a couple grows ago. So those are actually 3 gallons, but they're the same height just about as the air pots next to it. Those air pots are sitting down on the ground too. Those are on risers. Not all pots are equal.
It must be the displacement from all the knobbies sticking inside that you need that extra height or something,
Yeah, and I don't know, they look pretty much the same diameter. I have to get tape measure out, but pretty much the same looks like. But I had AC Infinity 3-gallon pots, and they were a lot bigger than those too. These little Chinese air pots, I'm starting to question. Maybe they're 3 liters and they're not 3 gallons.
It's wild how they do the gallons for pots. They use trade gallons, which, if I remember correctly, is that it came from one heaping shovel full of dirt, or one regular shovel full of dirt was considered a trade gallon. So according to them, that's 3 big old shovelful scoops or whatever inside your pot. And it's not like a liquid measuring or anything or volume or whatever,
Yeah, I've got Yeah, so I got Peyote Forum back there, Gelato Biscotti, and these three are goth girls. This one's a lot bigger than the other ones. I wonder if that's a male, and those other two are female, maybe.
Could be. Could be
Yeah.
surprised.
Got my two Queen of the South right here. That's the ones I'm really looking forward to. I hope they're both female, or at least one of them. And then my Gelato 41. And then I ran out of room, so I had to keep a few of them here in the clone tent. I'll keep a couple of these Amy Wine cheese, and then I'll just flour them out. I'll probably scrog them in here because I don't have much height, so I need to keep the height down. But I'll probably pick the two best ones and try to flour them out in here. It might be tough though. It's a bitch trying to hand water these little solo cups every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to XYZ, let him know he's on the show and hooked up.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers, XYZ. That's all I got. Just waiting for them to bounce up here, take off.
Right on, man. I don't think that
You
probably won't slow you down at all. Not from here on out, anyhow.
Got the
No.
CO2 bag up there. It's not activated yet. That takes a few weeks, they say, for it to get fully activated. But I'm gonna see if I can get something out of that. If not, it's just $40 down the drain.
I've always recommended against buying those for the last 5 years, and just because most people I know run exhaust, and once you turn your exhaust on, it's pretty much going to suck right out,
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna try and get away since I'm in the wintertime now and it's really dry here. I'm gonna try and get away without having to exhaust anything. Hoping I can luck out. If anything, keep that at a minimum.
Yeah, I've always been curious how I guess I've never known anybody to run those bags and record it with the ppm meter, and see if it's consistent, if it's worth the bang for the buck. I don't know. I just always assumed that. I don't know, man. It just feels like.
I guess I don't know. I have the attitude of if it'll help even a little bit, then why not?
For $40 worth?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. And XYZ hooked me up with that CO2 sensor. So if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have done it because if you can't monitor what you're doing, you have no idea if it's going up at all, if anything. But like Crispy was saying, even something's better than nothing. Ambient CO2 is 400. So if I can get a steady 600 out of it, ideally, yes, I would like more, but 600 is better than 400. Is it $40 worth it more? I don't know, probably not, but it's worth a shot.
They sell those bottles too. You ever see those bottles hanging up? They're yeast and water. Yeah. You mix them up or whatever, shake them up every day or some shit. And those always, and again, I've never had them, but I'll just, at the risk of sounding like a total douchebag or a dickhead, they always seem gimmicky to me. It's always been my belief that CO2 is very, very rarely someone's limiting factor on why they're not creating big, fat, massive buds, because I see many, many of us doing it with the normal atmospheric CO2. That being said, I don't know if it gives an advantage. I've always tried to err towards telling people I think there's other places we can make improvement before we spend that extra money, there. But again, Jace, that's not me dogging you or anything, man. I honestly think CO2 is pretty cool. I think I would administer it with a tank because I like to be a control freak.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I almost bought a tank actually because that's when you can really get your higher level, because that's the problem with this bag. You can't adjust it. It's there. It's all or nothing. I heard really mixed reviews on it. It depends on how you got your tent set up. I've heard of people getting really high CO2 out of it. I heard people saying it's complete shit, but yeah, like I said, $40. And actually CO2 is a very cheap input as far as like what you can get back out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if I didn't have that CO2 sensor, then I definitely wouldn't have done it, because it would just been a way. You have no idea to keep track of your metrics on that and see what it's doing. You can guess, you can say like, this is a way bigger harvest than it was last time. Well, it might not have been the CO2, it could have been genetics or something else. Maybe your environment was better.
Without a control measure, you don't really know. CO2 is the gas that they use to pump my wife's abdomen full of gas so that they could have some room to get in there and work.
My surgery was laparoscopic, so they filled me with the.
They pump you full of air so they can go
Pump
into
you up. Pump you
Pumped you
up.
full of hot air, huh?
Hey, I wanted Seed Person 1 is here, and I want to say thank you, a special thank you to you, sir, because without your medicine, I don't think that I would be in as good a shape as I am right now and able to come off the narcotics that the hospital sent me home with as quick as I did without your medicine. And, I've been eating the oil, which I can't taste. So I figured I can't taste it. I'm not wasting the cookies. I'm going to just take a little spoonful of this oil. And boy, really helped me out with the pain, Seed Person. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so glad it helped. Yeah, definitely. Anytime. And I'm glad you're back, too. It's awesome to hear your voice.
Thank you. It's so good to be back with you guys. I missed you so much.
Hey, XYZ was referencing, my name is Hans and I am Franz, and we are here to pump you up.
Pump you up. Pump you up.
Yeah.
Well, XYZ knows about those CO2 bags. He used to run one.
Yeah, I ran 2 in a 4x2, and yeah, I didn't do it after the first go. Yeah, they work. I mean, you get 6, maybe 700 if you're lucky out of it. But everybody's mileage varies. I mean, yours is just starting, so when it turns really white, you'll start seeing the CO2 go up. But it wasn't worth it for me. The cost is just too much. I'd rather go with the tank. After you pay the initial investment, yeah, $375. But now I just got my tank filled today. Actually, I just ran out for my first fill, and yeah, it was only $24.
That depends on what level you're running at, as far as like how long it lasts you. Obviously.
Yeah, well,
my oxygen or acetylene.
Well, it was. I was running mine at 700. I just bumped it up to 800. And it burned through I had about half tank when I bumped it up. That was about 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I bumped it up. But I mean, even if I get another only 2 weeks out of it, I'm almost to harvest. So yeah.
What is that, like 10 pounds? 20 pounds?
20 pounds, 174 cubic feet, and I'm dosing at 0.5 cubic feet per hour. So if my valve stayed on the whole entire hour, it'd take 0.5. So that's yeah, it's like 200 hours of CO2, which is quite a bit. Like also, I have the ability to turn off my CO2 valves, like my CO2 valve when like the fans kick on, it'll automatically turn it off. So I got a little bit more control over my CO2 than most people get, because most people are just stuck with the ambient controller, and it'll only turn it off if the lights go off. Mine actually turns off if it wants to exhaust because of the heat.
Oh, that's smart.
And I'm not even really exhausting. I got closed zero. What do they call it? Balanced air, because I'm sucking out my exhaust, going through an AC, and then just pumping it right back in the tent.
I saw that last time you was on. You had the bag wrapped up in there. It seemed like.
Yeah, bag over the AC unit.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey, baling wire and duct tape. The only thing that sucks about it is that it gets really cold at night when lights go off. I have to turn the dehumidifier function on it, and it gets down to like 53. But I don't know, plants don't seem to mind.
No, they were looking really damn good in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Your buds are chunky.
Frosty. Yeah,
Hey.
chunk.
Ice up next. And then you hanging out, XYZ? You gonna be around?
Oh
for a
yeah,
little bit?
yeah. I'll be here. Let's check out Icenine. I see Icenine was showing off his tank too.
Yeah, you got a tank up there.
I don't really use it though. It's empty in my cupboard there for quite some time. What I used to do with it though is one of these ones. So, don't know what size you would call that.
Oh yeah.
But what I used to do when I was because I'm aware of your plants don't take up the CO2 immediately when your lights come on. So I used to wait roughly about half an hour after my lights come on, just open the valve, fill up my room, switch my extractor fan off, and just give it a blast. And I used to do the same sort of like probably about an hour or two before I went to bed. Just just to have the room just sort of like chock full of CO2 for a period of time, not long. I just switch the fans off. You know, you can manage an hour or two, and that's basically what I used to do. Didn't have no fancy regulator valve or anything like that. I just give the room a blast a couple of times a day. But yeah,
Be
generally,
careful.
I don't really see the need for it with all the living soil. But as you can see, everything's got potted up because I said I've done the tester with a grape hoolie over there. That seemed to fare it quite well, didn't suffer. So I've gone ahead and just potted everything up. We've got 4 plants in each pot. 16 plants going there. Put HPS back in. The little LED wasn't going to cut it to cover that footprint. So I put not the HPS, metal halide. And yeah, speaking of extractor fans, my extractor fan are coming in here today because it's been off. Once it had the LED, there wasn't really much humidity in here today. But I thought I'd come in, switch the extractor on, and yeah, it just instantly just blew my whole electric out. So I've gone down, I've unplugged it, gone down, put my electric back on, gone up in the loft, and the whole fan. Yeah, it's one of those. You know what? A centrifugal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had literally half a bucket of water in it. Moisture and
shit.
condensation.
Oh no.
Yeah, moisture and condensation. So when I turned my fan on, it just kicked it all up out of the and,
All the
just
water.
blew it all up. So I don't know if anyone really has that problem with moisture collected in there, because it looks like I've now got to replace all my duct work and everything because it's all just dirty, brown, filthy water in
Do
there.
you think that's from shutting your room down and capping it off?
Maybe, and just switching the fan off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is, man. Because I
You
have a
like
similar issue.
thermal break right there, or it creates condensation, right?
Yeah. So I looked at one of those ink birds today. Just over roughly around about $100, I think, for one of those. It's a 6-inch. It's not going to be a centrifugal fan. It's going to be one of the inline fans, one of the newer type styles. I'm not too keen on them because I tried one once and I just feel like they didn't have. You when you've had a centrifugal fan, you feel the force that comes out there and the suction. You don't worry about sticking anything on the end of it, and you can run 100 feet if you want to, with not losing any pressure. But yeah, so I think I'm probably just going to bite the bullet and get an up to date one that's going to maintain the VPD. So I was using a dimmer switch on my one, and just dialing it in with the dimmer switch to whatever the temperature was. I could adjust my VPD with the dimmer, pretty much, essentially.
AC Infinity got some nice fans for that. They sell them for
they're about
like
150.
They'll have them in like their hallway, and there's louvers that just lay closed until things hit a certain point, and then it kicks on. The louvers open up. I've seen some big ones too that are like that, So you can not at AC Infinity, just in people's houses, and when they open up, man, you can feel the air just moving. It's important, man. That creates mold and shit. Having that in your centrifugal fan.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much that's me done. Yeah. It's I'm waiting for the next thing to go. Things coming.
Yeah. You're getting back into it here, man. It's giving you a little bit of headache on the way, huh?
Yeah, it's part. It's my problem. I talk a lot about doing preventative maintenance, and you see me cleaning my fans and everything constantly, make sure that all that dust and shit doesn't accumulate on them. But the one up in the loft, it's just fucking cold, and there's freezing, and
Out of sight, out of mind.
It's spiders. I've got to crawl to get to it and everything. And it's been 2 years since I've took it out and cleaned it, so
yeah,
it's my fault. I could have probably noticed, and yeah, I went to take it apart, and I thought I might be able to clean it up, and because they are supposed to be pretty water resistant anyway, take a bit of moisture. I thought I might have dry it out, but all the screws had rusted in it at the bottom, whereas because it is a solid metal one as well, it's not plastic.
Yeah.
All the screws had rusted shut in it, so I couldn't even take it apart.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you had these pots cooking for a minute in here with the worms working and shit. I feel like those plants are going to take to them like a fish to water,
Yeah, they're gonna, they're adjusting right now, so
won't be long.
No, I'd say I'll give them a week, and then I'll be like, yeah, they're moving now. At the minute, they're not moving; they're just accumulating, not accumulating. They're adjusting, climatizing.
That's some freaking dank, Rob.
Yeah.
Ron set up the VOC sensors. He set up the VOC sensors.
Damn.
That's pretty cool. I think they were hinting around if you had any buds. And toss us one,
Yeah, the gas company smelled that and they were like, yeah, tough give.
He's growing that gas over there.
Certified weed inspector.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's funny. That is
we were talking about CO2. We used to use that out at commercial grows. We used to have spider mites bad. They had a pretty nice dry room out there that was sealed. So once we got the plants in that dry room, we just set off a tank of CO2 in there, and it would annihilate everything in there overnight. You come in the next morning and everything in there would be dead.
Hey, I wanted to say hi to Art, man. Cheers, buddy. It's so nice to be hanging out with you guys.
How's it going?
Art, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much. I see Rock is not causing trouble, huh?
A little bit.
That's a little weird there, buddy. I don't know. I just caught the tail end of it. So you set off their sensors. That's crazy.
He's got weeds to dank. He's got inspectors flocking out there to him.
There, it's on the screen for you, Art.
Right, you guys, what would you suggest? Right, previously all the time I've had the fan up my actual fan unit up outside the room up in the loft. At this time, I'm thinking about having the fan in here so I can easily and push the air out instead of pulling the air.
Yeah,
push it out.
I think that's very wise.
What do you suggest?
Me.
AC Infinity 6. Yeah, AC Infinity 8-inch. Because you can control the VPD. Do you have any way of letting air into the room, or are you gonna just?
It's probably passive, just under the doors, huh?
That is passive. I have got. I've got in that cupboard that you see me open. There is an air vent cut or a hole where there used to be another fan in there. So it's just a blank hole in there, so it can pull air in. So it's sort of like gets filtered through that cupboard, essentially.
Yeah. Just get an 8-inch AC Infinity, or you can get a different brand like Mars Hydro, but get one like an AC Infinity. It'll control the VPD. You can set the VPD, or you can set the humidity and the temperature. There's quite a few different ways you can run it.
But
And
yeah,
here's
For
the
100.
other
the question was in the room or out the room, but we all
In the room.
in the room.
To out.
Now, let me ask you this: how far out are you just pushing it up into a loft, or are you actually venting it outside?
Just up into the loft, mate.
Okay, all right. Well, then, because I was going
Yeah,
to say
you
you can
want
always
that.
add an inline booster fan, like somewhere along the run if you had to. That might not be as easily accessible, but it wouldn't take the brunt like the one down here. You'd be able to clean it out easy. You know what I mean? But shit, that sounds like you're right. Well, you could put it inside there, then you can reach right up, unbolt it, clean it up, put it back together.
Yeah.
I bet that keeps the snow off your roof, huh? Ice and
Do you know what? I haven't used a filter in about 10 years either. I just because it's got quite a high CFM on the fan that I did have. I can't remember silly numbers on it, sort of like 700 CFM. And in the summer, I'm just pumping out so up. But by the time it takes about 2 houses away before you can start smelling it.
I was gonna say, if you make the whole block smell, they'll never know where it's coming from.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Let's go. Who's up next? XYZ's up next.
But there's chunky
Not
sauce.
that good. Looking good.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. These are getting enriched with CO2, and I do think it's helping out a lot because I'm still 2 weeks from harvest, I think. So
Looking pretty chunky.
At least, man, I'd say.
You switched
Yeah,
nutrients
I mean,
recently too, right?
what?
You switched nutrients recently, right?
Yes, I did.
You see
And I
any
moved
detriment to that? Any learning curves there?
No, not really. I didn't expect to. I was hoping I wasn't going to. Otherwise, I
Okay.
would have been back at the hydroponic store going, these things suck. These suck.
I think I see a
But
yo-yo
no,
in there.
yeah, that's that butt's hanging up. Yeah, there's a yo-yo. There's 2 yo-yos.
Oh yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Matter of
once I
fact, I
took
wish I had put one on.
yeah, once you take the training wheels off, the training net or a net bending, you have to do something for those ones you really bent hard that can't support themselves. So yeah, there's a couple yo-yos. But yeah, I moved the plants around too. I got the bigger plants to the sides. They were in the center. So I was like, yeah. I was on Jack Greenstock's show and they're like, yeah, if you can move them, definitely do that. So now in the back here, we got the goth girl. She's not turned black yet, see person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not
It'll come
yet,
on.
but
It came on quick for mine, and it was right at the end. It stayed
yeah.
green, it got darker, and then it was black all of a sudden.
Okay, yeah. I mean, some of these front ones, which is a different strain, you can see they're starting to dark up.
You could also
But
have
yeah,
a
I
female
mean,
that doesn't do it because they're not really tested. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's totally possible too. But yeah, they're getting nice and frosty. Yeah, definitely. This is probably one of my better grows, I'm gonna say.
you're
They look
fucking
great.
killing it. Yeah.
It looks wonderful. Very good.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that's about all I got. The other tent's asleep right now, so this is really all I got to show. But yeah, they're getting nice and frosty, getting the rails. I mean, I don't know. Let me give you some size comparison. My hand buds are getting about as big as my hands. The
That'll be
clothes, at
nice,
least.
man. You still got a couple weeks yet, too.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
chunky.
Still got fill in, yeah.
Grenades.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of is they're filling in, and I'm fighting humidity now. It's like, fuck, I don't need this. But I mean, what would you guys?
Off, take a few
What?
leaves off. Take away the respiration capabilities.
Yeah. And get some more airflow.
Not a lot
got-
though, but yeah.
I got plenty of airflow though. I mean, so at night they're hanging out about 65. I'd much rather be 55 at night, and during the day it's 65. So I don't know. I'm getting kind of nervous because when they get chonky like this, you don't have your humidity in check. They will definitely grow the powder.
At the week
And
at this point, I like to have my plants doing a nice shimmy shake dance.
Yeah. I was
From
going to
the
say
lead.
air movement.
they would be shimmy and shaking if I had the tent closed. The main flow of airflow is pointed out outside the tent. I mean that thing's blasting me right now with super cold air, and
Gotcha.
a lot of. But I'll raise up the fans, get a little bit more dancing going on.
Hell yeah. At this
So,
point,
yeah.
you can beat them up a little bit extra. You know, I think so. It's like
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you
I'll
have
lose
a
a
fan above
leaf,
the canopy?
get some wind burn before I get any mold. That shit
Yeah, I
scares
got
me.
one above, and I got one down in the corner. I don't know if we can get in on. Yeah, right down there,
Yes,
hanging
yeah.
out down there. So yeah, and they kind of like create a vortex when the tent's closed. But since I got the door open, this one's just blowing at me. This one's blowing a little bit in, but it's not doing much right now.
Hey,
But I'm
the
gonna
onus
definitely
I
is
would
on
point
us.
that right at the center of the canopy, the one above it.
right
And
at the
then-
center.
and
You
then-
say?
Tomorrow when you get up, move it and have it point at a different corner, and the next day change it again.
All right. Well, that's a little bit hard to do because I'm gonna be moving the other side of town for a little bit.
Oh, I forgot about that. You got to automate your fans, bro.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, man! Another automation project. I thought I was done.
Hey, if
You just need to
anybody
make
can do
that
it, you
fucking
can.
Tesla robot that can do it all the shit for you.
Yeah.
Fan
Okay.
movers.
Yeah.
You know, like the old
Yeah.
school light movers, but put your fan on there.
It goes back and forth, back and forth.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they used to oscillate, but all the gears are now stripped out, which sucks.
Just get a box fan and hang it from the top of the tent, blowing like across the whole thing.
Just big old. I got a big old fan I used to keep in a long time ago tent that probably do it. Yeah, get the big 12-inch fan in there.
Because if
I know where
if it's got a lot of airflow, it's gonna make it at least better.
Yep.
A lot
Good
harder.
problem to have. Your buds are getting so fat that you're scared of mold, and obviously we can't intentionally retard bud growth to combat it. So we somehow have to overcome it through environmental exhaust and or microclimate elimination.
Well, there is no exhaust on this tent, remember?
Oh,
Yeah, there's no exhaust. I mean,
that is
when
scary.
it does kick up, but it does have dehumidification. So, yeah, it is a little scary though. I will admit that. But hey,
Or like
first,
just say if you catch one, I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
yeah,
If you
say it.
if you catch one little bit of powdery mildew, it gets recirculated and blown back onto the, like, that's what I would be thinking of. I really have to keep an eye on these plants because something that vectors in there, pun intended, can
will
take
vector
off.
all over the place.
will vector all about their face, head, and body.
Yep. Damn it, Smart. When you're right, you're right.
But that's worst case scenario. I always try to walk through the whole. Someone told me when I was younger, I'm very impulsive. They would say, stop and play the tape all the way through in your head to the end and see if it is the ending you want, And I think of that when I'm doing stuff like this. Like, all right, in your case, I would be like, I'm going to close off my AC. What good am I going to gain from this? But what do I also have to watch out for? And things like that make you sit on the edge of the bed at night and scratch your chin and think, son of a bitch. I got to go in there and look, you know, and poke around, make
Yeah.
sure I don't see any mildew or mold or dead leaves at that 4 to 5 inch down area that look like when I grab it, it's just going to pull right out. That's the first sign of botrytis, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, my thing is when they get this chunky, my experience has been they always get botrytis every time I mean, and these are far from being done, and it's like, oh, if I don't control this, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Well, maybe
Well,
I'll
let me
make a
ask you,
space and
at this point in the
stash.
game, you don't add moisture right now. You don't have that little steamer going up there, that tube hanging or nothing, right? You're not adding moisture, even in the desert.
No, it's still in there, but it's not. It's set so right now it's set to only add if the humidity drops down to like 30%. So
Gotcha.
it's effectively off.
Yeah, because at this point they should be creating their own humidity.
Oh, they
A
do.
lot,
Oh,
a
they
lot
do.
of it.
They do a lot. They do a lot. I mean, right now, since the door's open, let's see what the humidity is at right now. 50%.
That's
And
perfect.
I would like to.
well, yeah, it's perfect. Once I close that tent up, it's gonna. It's hanging about 58. Yeah, 57, 58.
Can you get
That's
away
not
with
too
not
bad.
closing your tent now?
What?
Can you get away with not closing your tent?
Oh no! Hey, no. Then I'm gonna dump all my CO2 out in the air.
Plus, lights off, you would get leaks.
Oh, they'd hurt them
Nothing's in
out
a
in 2
separate room,
seconds.
separate room.
It's in my living room there, Icing. I
Right.
can't really run this tent open. No, that's not
Hey,
an
you know what
option.
else? Look at me. I'm just
What?
giving extra all kind of shit today. It's my belief that you have your sensor a bit too close to the biomass to get a true reading.
That
You
is a
think it
very
should?
good point. Yeah.
Well,
It's right in
that's
the microclimate on that leaf right there, it looks like.
It looks like
Ooh.
it's close. I could be an optical delusion.
no. They're both close. I got 2 of them. They're both
That
close.
is where you want it, though, isn't it?
You do
want to
kind
know
of want
what is that at the plants, where the plants are, surely.
Yeah, they say put it
I
in the
agree.
canopy.
I agree with Ike and I. That's where it should be.
I always
Yeah.
keep mine about 4 or 5 inches away from any growth. That way I'm getting
Yeah.
air reading
They're
after it mixes a little bit. Let me show you what I got on mine. You might be able to see mine moving. I blow
the
my air
purple.
from underneath.
The purple's the third one, and it's reading a little bit lower.
Yeah, they're shaking.
Yeah, you got
They're
a good
shaking.
shimmy going. Shimmy shaking in your tent.
She was shaking.
Your plants look good as
Thanks,
well.
man.
Yeah,
For being sick and
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on some. I just switched them over to Jack's Newts the other day. I don't know if that's smart or not halfway through flower, but I like to live life on a razor's
Well, I
edge.
did the same thing. So
Looks great.
You got that one back in the corner there. Looks like it's stretching up on you. You got to pull it down, or what's
I've already
going on?
broke. I've already
Up
broke.
on
I should go in there and take the camera and take them through it. It's all busted up. I've done it down hardcore, split the stem, and it grew back like that. Yeah, it grew up between the bars, but it's not really a light bully. It's a little close for that plant, but the rest of them are fairly where I want to be, I guess. It might be a little high. The one on the right there is holding us up a little bit too.
What's that strain? The 2 tall ones?
What's
They're the
that?
Platinum Valley.
Yeah, the
They're the
Those are the
Platinum Valley.
Platinum Valleys.
To green crack, that makes sense. Yeah.
They're starting to frost up. I got to water them today. I was so excited. I haven't watered the plants in almost an entire week. I was going through withdrawal, and it actually made me feel better. I go in with Smot and just sit in there, and like just to be in their presence made me feel better. But to actually do the work today, I'm like, hell yeah, baby, I'm back.
Therapeutic
Crispy's
growing.
back.
This tent's about 54%, and it can get as low as 40 with the lights on if I don't back it off. I have to use my fan to kind of control it. The nice thing is it's only 345 watt light. Doesn't kick a lot of heat. So I can I don't really have to worry about keeping the fan high to remove heat, especially in the subarctic temperatures we're having here in southwestern Pennsylvania as of late. It's been pretty easy, but the air's dry as a popcorn fart. Let me see where we're at right now. Let's get a look. 10% is what it says here. 10% RH in the house, and I don't have a fire going.
Yeah. Mine's 25 or so.
So it's kind of hard. And then we have the little plants. We have 3 little plants and a clone in the other tent that's been on jacks. They seem to be doing all right. I think I had them a little bit on higher jacks. It's weird because it stays pretty clear regardless of how the salinity you have and stuff. So it's a little bit of a changeover. But I lowered the EC and they seem to be doing all right. They're not perfect, but we're getting the hang of it. Plus, they've been living in like 44, 45% humidity. It's just so damn hard in that little tent. I can't just condition the room and drag moist air into this tent just to appease those other little plants. So I have I'm going to do the same shit with like you are kind of XYZ. I have the little tent turned down. The exhaust is turned down to 1, which I feel like I sacrifice CO2 replacement, but I need to keep the moisture in the tent, you know? So I'm trying to walk that fine line. If I put a small dehumidifier in the tent, I could, but then I'd have to turn up the exhaust, therefore dragging the moisture out that I've just created. So we're working on trying to figure it out exactly how we're gonna.
So I'm glad you're talking about this because that's problems that I'm going to run into too moving forward. You know, with 3 separate tents, and you got different stages of plant life going on. You know, you got your seedlings going on. They need higher humidity.
If you're dragging from the same exact lung room, somebody's going to suffer. You know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm the same way. It's been drier as shit here. I've got I don't know if I got down to 10, but it was like 15 to 20%. I had to put a humidifier in my lung room, but all my plants are in the same stage of development though, so I'm not suffering any here by doing that. It's helping out.
Yeah,
that's kind of where we
right now we're at 37 in the lung room, which is not bad. It's not good. It's just right in the middle. On my other tent though, that's running like 70%, which is fine. It's easy to add humidity. It's a bitch to get rid of it.
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper to add it than it is to get rid of it.
Yeah, my electricity's just shot through the roof. I mean, I was running like these plants right here to get them to about this size only took 100 kilowatts. Just to the past week or two, it's taken another 100 kilowatts just to try to keep the humidity down, try to keep the temperature right in the tent.
And
because
that contributes to your cost per gram at the end of the grow, you know?
Yeah, it does.
And that's one thing we have to really pay attention to, I think, as home growers. It's part of it, you know. We don't want to be paying $200 an ounce for homegrown.
Oh, I'm not even close to that. I'm at on this grow. I'm at $30.
I was being facetious, but I know what you mean.
$30 electricity, probably let's say $24 CO2. About $15 nutrient, $2 water.
So you're under $100 for the whole grow.
Yeah. But capital equipment, let's not even talk about that. That I'm way upside down.
You're in the red. You're going to be there for a while.
Yeah, at least another year. That's why I'll run this system for a year before I even think about changing it.
On the
Yeah.
bleeding edge.
Yep. Well, they look good, man.
They certainly do.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everybody across the nation right now is struggling with environmental controls. Most people are out of the realm of their norms. You know, like the Florida's got 3 inches of snow, and Mississippi's shut down from snow, and Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and all these places that they don't even have snow shovels. They don't
Some
have
places
salt.
in Florida, I think I saw on Black Hoodie Alchemy on Instagram, he got to make a snowman of the snow that he said that there was 8 inches where he was at. So that's
In Florida.
in Florida.
What? In Florida?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Pensacola,
Yes,
Florida
yes.
got 8 inches of snow, and they made a fucking
Yep.
snowman. I was like,
Yep.
holy
Yep.
shit.
8 inches. 8 inches. I saw one of those swamp boats with a big fan on it in Louisiana going around in the snow instead of
Wow.
water. Yeah, he was having fun. He was boogieing, man. He was going, but yeah,
That's
they're
a
not
once in
used
a
to that
lifetime
shit.
event. It's
It
literally
is.
once
And
in a
it's going to
Absolutely.
happen again.
It will.
Yeah, and we're accustomed to that here in Pennsylvania, and sometimes 8 inches of snow here will
Shut it
screw
down.
us up.
Yeah.
Dropped at one
Right.
time, so
Oh, yeah.
my
An
heart goes
inch,
out to
an,
Florida and
an
everybody
inch,
down south.
an inch in Atlanta shuts them down. Well, they just don't have any snow removal or salt or anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
naturally,
they
they
don't.
don't. I mean, that's just how it is. You don't put money into that.
Yeah, if it snowed out here, they'd lose their minds.
They might want to rethink that, though, these days. Like Seed Person said, it'd probably happen again. We'll see. Hopefully not.
There's flooding down in Texas.
Hopefully they get better prepared now. This experience will make them better prepared for the future. As
And
much
it's
as you
bound.
can be.
Well, New
It's
Orleans.
rare, though. Hopefully it's rare.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's just going to get more and more extreme.
Well, I was listening to this book just recently, and the dude said something blatantly obvious, but I was like, holy shit. And he's like, what you call weather is just a way of distributing energy around the planet. And I'm like, yes, that's true. And we have added energy to our atmosphere, so it's going to have to distribute somewhere.
Yep. And it'll just become more extreme.
Yeah.
It's nothing to compare to a volcano. Come on now.
Yeah, no, come on. I live next to one of the largest. Wake up.
Yellowstone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
That's
fucker
the
goes
one I
off.
was watching.
I am screwed.
We're all screwed if that thing goes off. It'll change the planet.
Yeah, we are.
Hey,
It'll
wait
get
till
really cold.
2029, the asteroid Apophis. Apophis?
Apophis.
Fucking
Apophis.
super close. Like,
Yeah.
between
Really
the moon
close.
and us.
It'll be inside the satellite orbit, man.
Yeah.
Nuke
That's
it.
looking good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I got, you know how I had to change all my plans really quick and pivot. So this one here is a Flapjacks number 3, but it's actually going to get cold probably in a couple days. That's the Flapjacks 1. That's going to be for smoking. These are all white maples. These are for making the crosses. And this is a male right here. First one to show.
Nice.
So obviously that's going to be staying. And then I'm going to pick my favorite female out of the group. Unless there's a better male that shows up. But yeah, we're in early stages here. And then that male is going to go to a couple things. But over here, I got this 9-pound hammer is real close to being done.
Nice.
And this is the other 9-pound hammer that'll be coming down afterwards. After that first one, same plant, 2 clones. And then once this one comes down, I'm gonna move this one into here, and so this will be all for smoking, and then everything in here will be for making crosses. And then I'll finish up that plant, this plant, I'm unfortunately going to have to cull this one, but I want to keep it growing as long as I can so I can see what it does, because I'm going to be using the clone of this as one of the things that I hit with the white maple pollen. And this is a goth girl, by the way. She's freaking like a jungle in there. And yeah, I want to see what it does, but I won't be able to finish it because I actually need the space in this tent. Once I take down that one, and that one, I got all this stuff in here that needs to get flowered out and crossed. I got some more goth girl. This is a squirt. I actually popped. Fuck. I was like, why not do something interesting? And I tried to pop as many of those bag seeds from Collective that are the. Oh, did I cut out?
No.
Oh,
No, you're
okay.
good. We're listening.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, this is the Tennessee trucker from Collective Marijuana who sent me those like 33 seeds that he got from that trucker that he met in Tennessee.
I remember
They're
that.
all bag seeds that the guy collected over his like smoking over a while and just gave them to him, and then he sent them to me. So I got 3 of them to pop. I dropped 13 of them, the last of them. The rest of them, I had one that was a male, and then one that stalled out at 2 nodes and then didn't grow. So I was like, whatever. I got 5 freak shows here. One of them just popped, and I'm waiting on the other 4. And that's going to be hopefully the male that I use in the other crosses that I'm going to do, because I'm just trying to make as many different crosses as I can right now. And then when I move, I'm going to start looking through everything and seeing what I did, you know. Yeah, and that'll be like, yeah, and then out of that, I'll start making strains. But yeah, that's the plan anyways. I got 2 flapjacks in here, 2 different ones. Deer pots. I'm keeping them even, the canopy level as best I can. In this one anyways. Because like that one's on the ground. And it's still the tallest. But over here, it's just kind of like, hopefully you guys get enough light. Yeah,
I like how you have him. He's like, this is for smoking. This is for smoke. Reminds me of the Clint Eastwood movie where the Indian has a big chunk of hardtack candy, and he said, "This isn't for eating; it's just for looking through." And he holds it up to the sun, and he's like, "These are for smoking."
That's funny. This is that duck foot. Does that look familiar?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
It looks like it has a CalMag deficiency.
Yeah, okay, so speaking of nutrients, I'm using newly opened bottles of General Hydroponics Trio, and my shit is not looking super happy.
Well,
No,
now
it's
you know
not.
why.
And you said the brand new bottles, so
But it's also been,
a lot of questions
anymore, man.
a lot of questions,
We
right?
used them for like 5 years
Yeah.
straight religiously, never deviated, but I will never recommend them or use that bullshit again, man. I'm so upset with them. Based on how our plants look with this new shit, it's guaranteed that's what it was.
now do I try and switch, or do I just limp through the next couple of months with these bottles that I got? I just need to make some seeds.
Well, I guess limpy.
You know, you can limp through it, because that's one thing Smart and I have noticed with our General Hydroponics nutrient system going bad on us was they would start showing signs of deficiencies and problems at a certain age, and then they get past that, and then, you know, as they got older.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate and say we smoke our buds, and for clones and seeds, you only want them to come off a healthy plant. So I would not limp through. I would get them as healthy as you possibly can to harvest them genetics.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Shit.
Shift it out.
This is
Quality.
This is my New Year's grow plant, and it's not happy either.
No.
GH,
yeah. Like these
GH
plants,
for the
these
loss.
plants have been given full strength veg newts, and they look like they are starving.
Yeah,
that's what
And
I was.
I mean, I did everything that like I normally do,
They start to suffer
That's-
dwarfism.
yeah.
They'll suffer dwarfism the whole way through.
Hmm.
Yeah, we experienced those problems time and time again. It was so frustrating not knowing. We couldn't pinpoint
All right, well,
it down.
I
We
guess
had
I
thought
gotta
it was our water. I
get
hope
some
you get through this,
jacks.
buddy.
I'll get some jacks. I might hit you up for mixing advice on that.
Right on. I just hit up.
We're kind of learning.
I
Yeah,
just hit up Berkshire and got his recipe. Like he built a whole schedule around it from beginning to end.
and Debbie Hayes has helped us out.
Yeah, Art
With-
man.
Yeah, Art, y'all help us out. We're working through those growing pains right now, but they're looking good.
Good, yeah, they are. So I'm gonna get on that probably tomorrow.
So hey,
Yeah, that's what's up.
how much are Jack's newts? How much you pay to level up for the Jacks?
It's $25, and $10 to get part A, part B, and Epsom salt. That's what I paid. So you're talking like $50-$60 delivered to my door from Amazon for 2 pounds, 2 pounds, and 5 pounds of Epsom. So $60.
That's like, yeah, but that's like fucking thousands of gallons, dude.
Yeah,
That's what we
I
were
mean, like a penny-
discussing earlier. That like with these new nutrients, we're going to get so many grows out of it. We're going to know by the time they're gone whether we're getting more jacks or not.
It's 1 to 3 cents per
Yeah,
gallon.
Yeah,
Is what they figured out at.
yeah.
100.
I paid.
It really is good.
I paid $100. I paid $100, and like 40 of it was water. So yeah, next time I do it, I think I'm gonna go with the dry newts. I have all the shit to mix it. I have, precision
Mega crop's an
scales and
option
stuff.
too, man. Mega crop's a good dry nutrient that I think somebody I think it was Brian 420 said that Mega crop actually has better array of macronutrients or something possibly. I don't want to misquote him, but he said that he liked Jack's because it was much better for pH retention, stability. He said the pH is very, very good on that. You got on a continuous feed or a drip system or something. That's what you kind of really. That's one of the big caveats that we really strive for by putting in good nutrients or whatever. And yeah, the Jacks. I like the Jacks so far.
Well, cool.
I recently found out that, shaking up those liquid nutrients will really help you out.
Well, I used to have a stirring system for mine, but that didn't work out so well.
Cheers to the chat. It's nice to see everybody. Agnes Beckett, seed persons in there, Operation Ned Denver, Anova, Stony Creek, Galaxy. What's that, Ice and I?
It's my homemade edible sort of. I don't know how strong it is or whatever. I just I was making what seed person showed me some caramelized butter or browned butter.
Yeah, brown butter. That shit's great.
Yeah. So I separated a little and put a couple of syringes in there. So
That's nice looking stuff, man. I mean, it's green. Always consider green to be contaminant, but I guess that's not always the case.
no, well, this is full spectrum RSO, so it's not as
Yeah.
You put it in a capsule.
Yeah, because I don't like the taste. I it tastes like shit.
It does.
Can't argue with that.
Here, I'll go in here and show these guys these plants up close and how unhealthy they really are. They look good from back in the distance, but that you'll see.
You gonna try to maneuver the camera?
Indeed, I am.
All right.
Yeah, I'm back on that carnivore diet as well, and I just eat a spoonful of butter. I keep it in a mason jar in the fridge, infused butter, instead of like making cookies anymore.
Yeah, I got.
How's the taste
I got
on that?
I got a big old tub full of what do you call it? It's like shatter. It's made up butter.
Look, Kitty's been at those leaves.
Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah, she loves them.
Little foul.
There's no get it. She has a good time testing them out.
Oh, they're
They
looking
look
good, man.
Yeah, they don't look bad. They look better than
Now,
mine.
something we noticed is like you can see all the red stems.
A little bit on the tips. And a little bit curl on the end there on that one there.
Yeah, that one there, it has like a severe curl on, and it's got like tip burn.
Yeah.
There's some tip burn back there.
Do you know what we used to say that was where you wanted to be at? Is back in the day you burn the tips and you
Push
dial
it.
it back just a touch, and you're in the
push
right
it.
spot. Yeah,
About a
you
quarter
gotta
inch.
push it.
They look.
You know,
Yeah, you can see it though that they had something going on.
Oh
But they
yeah.
look like they're coming out of it now.
Yeah, like they'll limp through this. Like we've noticed that, over the past several grows that we've started noticing these problems. They get to a certain point and they do make it through, and we get good smoke out of it. So
Is it just after the transition that you're having the problems?
we start noticing problems at day 10 to 15 days
Right.
old in the plant.
Yeah.
They get dwarfed.
They start yelling.
Yeah, signs of like CalMag deficiencies and different things.
Hey, did I go slow enough?
Yeah, you did a great job. You did perfect.
That means healthy plants. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
If
we
you-
were going over that, and they're asking like, when do we start seeing these things? And that's like 10 to 15 days
It's been
old.
continuous ever
And
since.
I have photos that I was looking back at of like the transplant that I did on this New Year's grow, and when I flipped them, the whole underneath is purple. They're purple stems. They looked really, really bad. Now, like I watered them this evening, and the purple's going away. So whatever problem that we were having is starting to be corrected using that Jax. I mean, we can see it.
They're decent plants. I'm not fishing for compliments or nothing. They're not. I'm grateful to have them.
Oh yeah.
But anybody that's grown plants from beginning to end knows that the amount of time that it took to veg those and the way that they look and flower, they're having retarded growth, and I can see it. Then they have red stems. It's not just LED anthocyanin red stems. That's deficiency red stems. They don't feel right. The leaf texture doesn't feel healthy. There's a lot of things that can really tell you your plants just aren't doing the greatest,
And we dropped those seeds November 2nd and flipped December 22nd.
Wow.
So that screams volumes right there too.
They're just
problem after
and then
problem.
I see XYZ having problems with GH. I have seed person doing it with GH. All these people talking about. There's a whole forum started on like Reddit or some shit about GH nutrients being
how they changed their
being messed up and all this shit. And I'm
formula.
thinking it can't just be us then. So it's nice to be behind us,
or so it appears that it's behind us.
COVID.
You start those on November 22nd, right?
Yeah.
We
started on November 2nd.
November 2nd.
And flipped
Wow.
December.
These ones that I've been showing, they were started on November 22nd, although they've been through the GH. I don't think I've quite had the same issues you have with GH, but I did have some issues. I had some really bad issues with it. So, yeah.
And you can see like the you know, your buds are nice and chunky. This is like Smart was saying, you know, these are dwarfed
Yeah,
because of the problems that we've had.
it ain't the
Severe
1 gallon pots,
dwarfism.
man. I can tell you that. But you know, it's one of those things. We'll get this all hammered out. We knew we would. It just takes time, you know, especially when you have surgeries and everything else. What's up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just I'm on Amazon right now looking at nutrients, and I was just curious. There's like a fucking million Jax options. They got 5,
we were
12,
like
26.
You want
15,
5, 12,
00.
26.
That's what I
You want
thought.
part A's 5, 12, 26. Part B's 1500.
All right, that's the one. Do I have to use the RO water? Can I do this with the tap water?
No, that's that. I use tap water with that one. I think a lot of people use tap water with that one. How bad is your tap water? Because they do
It's
sell
not
a
bad.
tap water. You should be
Yeah.
good with that, from what I understand.
Yeah,
They do have a tap water.
From what I understand, where you're at, seat person, your tap water is a lot better than most our tap water.
It's all the limestone.
You
Yeah.
should be good.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna probably hit the go button on this here probably tomorrow, but I'm gonna do a little bit more reading. And then, but yeah, I'm gonna switch.
You know, when Smart and I first saw the changes right before our eyes, you know, he looked at me and he said, I haven't seen this. We have not seen this type of growth spurt in over a year. And he's right.
Yeah.
Like it got so bad, and I'm sure some of those nutrients are older than others. Maybe, you know, as they're getting older, they're starting to deteriorate. You know, there may be a few things working against us, but you know, I hope that you see the same differences that we have. Seed person, you know, I heard a lot of people saying you're gonna love Jax. Welcome to the Jax family. You're gonna love it, and so far that's correct because it's so easy to mix up. Instead of, you know, I see why people were making fun of the bottle shakers here. You know, it's just so much easier, and we already like the benefits.
I'm stubborn. I don't like to change something that works, but it wasn't working.
It stopped working.
But once it stops working, you got to change it, man. If you don't, then it will keep on not working.
That's it.
It's GH that forced us away from their product.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all I can say is from what I've noticed since I switched, and it's only been a week, but I can see hell, you guys can see it too, probably. Like my flowers are much denser. Some of my flowers that didn't start so well, they're still looking a little spindly, but I hope they fill in soon.
Yes.
Even your spindliest bud, our biggest, isn't even in comparison.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to look at it for what it is. And we knew we were battling dwarfism this whole grow. We kind of we're changing some things up, and we're trying to, you know, and we did find out.
You know how when you go into your tent and in your leaves feel like a soft, fuzzy silk? They're nice and supple. They just have that real good glow to them, you know. That's something I haven't seen on my plants in a while, man.
Yeah.
You guys know what I mean.
They feel more like paper.
Yeah, they're just not healthy, man. It's not a flourishing plant. You can tell it's constantly in struggle, you know, and it reflects in yield and probably in taste and potency and all that shit, you know. The plant needs certain things to make everything happen, and I think it's devoid of some of those, and it gets by, but
and you know, this new grow was only tainted for just a small amount of time. So Freya's marmalade and tropical cooler were can't wait for you, because like this is so pleasant. Like I feel like we're back in business. I feel like things are finally going our way.
We got
with the grow, and you know, we'll get to see that as they grow. You all will get to see that. You'll get to see what our plants look like, and
Well, I remember sitting with you two back in your area and lamenting about how your nutrients are doing you dirty.
Yeah.
You called it. I'll
Yep.
say that. You called it way before I
Way
thought it
back
was.
when.
Yep.
Hey, they're doing me dirty right now because I'm on their website and it won't. When I go to select the Part B section, it just says website not available. So I put the Part A in the cart, and then I went to go put the Part B, and it's not there. There's no website for Part B. So I might have to go. Where'd you guys get them from?
From Jack,
Amazon.
Directly from them? You got them from
I
Amazon?
think.
I might just
I
go
think
with
I got
Amazon.
mine. Yeah. Where'd you go? To Jack's?
J.R. Peters.
Yeah, I was on their website. I was just
That's
looking
weird.
to see what the cost was compared to Amazon, because Amazon wants like $50 for the A and B together. I wanted to see what they were individually and if they had smaller sizes, but it looks like they only got the 2.2 pound bags.
I think it's cheaper as Amazon by the time you get through paying for shipping. Unless you don't have Prime.
No, I do. All right, I'll do that. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's input.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was going to say about 5 minutes ago about the nutrients and the qualities and things where since COVID there was a shortage, should we say, on fertilizers across the world, and and I would imagine a lot of these companies struggled to get their formulas correct and resource all the materials, and they probably let some go that were not quite up to par, maybe, and they were sourcing other chemicals from maybe sources they didn't normally use, and there'd be slight variations. Right, a lot of that is that where people are getting inconsistencies, probably.
That's like with the old Fox Farms bags used to say guaranteed 6.5, but then when they ran out of their source material and had to change, they had to take that guarantee off the bag because exactly what you're mentioning.
That affected me too. I was using Fox Farms. I was using their Happy Frog and shit, and it got all weird and yeah.
Well, the food companies, they make they make nuts for mega farms. So they're big operation. Jacks, people that make jacks, they're for farmers, not really for families.
I listened to a couple interviews with them, and they're very, very technical and scientific with their shit.
Well, what I think happened is the nitrogen. Everybody's looking like they're having nitrogen deficiencies. And what they'll do to substitute nitrogen is instead of using what was it? There's like urine nitrogen. I try to remember the name of it. Urea. And then there's what is it? Ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate's really expensive, but that's what the plants really want. Urea takes a bacterial input to break it down to ammonium nitrate. I think that's where we're getting screwed.
So if I hit these plants with recharge right now, that would probably overload them.
I don't know what recharge is.
It's a bacterial mix.
I see he's holding up his piss bottle.
I thought I was holding up that with a fucking fag in my mouth or with a joint in my mouth. Really not a good idea.
Pass the drug test with this thing.
Yes. Don't remind me, Jace. But see, Iceni doesn't have this problem because his nitrogen's completely 100% all natural.
Yeah.
So when I move, I was thinking about switching. I was already going to switch, but I was thinking about switching to Brandon's Bokashi stuff.
Maybe look at getting some nitrogen fixing bacteria, something like that. Add that into your mix.
maybe some like vitamins and stuff as well. You know, all these stuff that I already have in my soil, because that's what living soil brings to it. But you guys that are using your stuff, you can use it. I see all these little boosters and stuff that you can buy. Vitamin Bs were quite big back in the days for bringing out the dank. I mean, they smell danky anyway. If you get a vitamin D tablet and just smell one, you're like, oh, that's meaty.
That's meaty.
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna do another experiment and try and grow a plant using just energy drinks.
Yeah, that's
We were
right.
just talking about that. That's got lots
Yes.
of vitamins in there.
Yes.
I'd buy that
Like
energy
Super
drink.
Thrive. Can you remember that back? Or Super Thrive? Has anyone ever used that?
Yeah, Super Thrive. We got a bottle of that early on when we was in Fox Farms. We got Super Thrive. We got Photosynthesis Plus. We had, I forget what all we had.
I still have the Fox Farm and Ocean Forest Happy Frog bags because their artwork is really awesome. In my opinion.
Brian 420 put a link for you, seed person, in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Do we have a direct line to their website now, or like he says he fixed the link? That's pretty cool. I don't know. He's working for Jax over there.
He is. But he hacked them.
He knows.
He hacked them. Yeah.
He is the one.
I was gonna say that's probably more likely. He just got on their website and was like, fucking bullshit. Let me fix this real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
Those are made right here in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're supporting local, man.
It is.
Locally called. Yep.
Grow local, buy local.
I went to their website and saw that some of their they have like the employees on their Instagram page for.
Yeah, it's you're like, oh hey, that's the dude that lives two towns over.
Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah.
Nah, I thought I think one of their employees had a shirt on that was promoting Pennsylvania medical cannabis distributor of a large name, and I thought I wouldn't wear that shirt. It's in poor taste, but that's all right. You mix some good nutrients, I'll let you slide.
Well, but Smart, doesn't it feel better that it's not you?
Indeed, it does.
Hey, some people here in Pennsylvania rely on those medical dispensaries because that is the only way that they have the means to get their medicine, and I feel bad for that. But you know, I understand that if they're getting a relief for the ailment that they have, and of course they're going to have that feeling of, oh my goodness, you know, you guys saved me with your medical cannabis, because they very well may in fact have done that for them.
Well, hey, all I gotta say is there's nothing better than homegrown.
Amen.
Yeah, I hope when Pennsylvania finally goes legal that we have a good caregiver system and hooking growers up with patients and letting us grow this beautiful plant. We have the right to grow our own food and medicine. We're not asking for much.
No. You're not.
I'm watching Jace's gubby spin around and bob and weave because that's exactly what.
Yeah, there's my yo-yo in the tent.
Yeah.
That yo-yo is going to be put to good use, I'm sure, not pretty soon, but next couple months.
Yeah.
I hope so. I got two of them in there. I got one in the corner and one dangling in the middle. I like multiple reference points there. I don't trust that AC Infinity temp humidity probe. It's
You
a little
know,
janky.
you
No.
think they're janky?
Well, you need something to calibrate it against. Like I wouldn't just throw it in my tent and just say it's good because you can adjust calibration on it up and down for the
Oh
temperature
yeah.
and humidities. That's why I got that Govee in there because it's Bluetooth and I can just shut it up and let it sit there for overnight or whatever and stabilize, and I can readjust the calibration on my AC Infinity to match it. That way I get more accuracy on it.
There you go.
Hey,
Well,
Art, man, you got anything you want to show us, man? I know you have the ones behind you there. I can see.
Oh, there's nothing going on. Not really.
Everything's in the dark.
Yep. Flower room's dark, so nothing going on out here. Just a couple of moms. That's all.
What are you popping next, Art, man?
Actually, I'm thinking about throwing this Flow OG mom behind me in the flower room. I was looking now. If you guys check out my Instagram, I've got 8 or 9 pictures of trike from the Harlequin, and there's a lot of amber in them. I didn't realize it was so far along.
Oh,
So if
wow.
you guys why don't you look at it, Smart, and tell me what you think. But there's a lot of clear too. It's really weird because it's not, there's a lot of clear and some amber, but there's not a whole lot of the smoky ones. So
The
kind of
cloudy.
different. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
not
tough
much. Yeah, it's really weird. So check it out. But I think I'm gonna have to cut it pretty quick. So I'd like your opinion.
Well, Art Man, I got a question for you. Since you're running, this is your first season with your mini split going into winter. How's your temperatures doing? Because I want to develop a mini split for my tents because I think that's where it's at.
Right now, my flower room is 74.2 Fahrenheit and 57% relative humidity. So
Okay.
Nice.
I
Are you
like
running
it.
DU?
Yeah, I do all the time. I'd rather have it a little lower, but if I click it lower than that, it goes down to about 40 or something. So I'm
Yeah,
either
it gets crazy on you.
55, almost 60, or I go down to 40. So it's not a real fine tuning on that part of it. It jumps 5 points when you get it so low. But
Okay.
it's working out
Yeah.
pretty good. I'm happy as hell, with the temperatures, so it works good. I mean,
Hey,
it was 86 at night, so what's that?
Yeah, way better.
I was just thinking about those trichomes. Do CBD plants get really milky?
Now that's another thing. Anybody here on the panel know anything about CBD plants and how
No.
the maturity rate, whether you want
They look
even what?
exactly the same to me.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if maybe you wanted more amber because it's a medicinal, or I'm not really sure how that works, honestly.
They tend to take. They tend, in my opinion, I think they generally tend to take them early to keep them more CBD to prevent them from turning to THC, possibly.
Okay.
If that's what they're looking for, because I think the longer they leave it, the higher, the more chances of the THC is going to creep up.
You do a staggered harvest and see what's the best.
I can. Well, actually, I've got those 3 plants and they're 2 weeks apart, so I can judge it real good. So that's a great idea. Thank you, both of you guys. Thanks.
I'm looking at these pictures, man, and you're right. It is kind of peculiar.
Well, why don't you share it to the screen if you got them?
Yeah,
Or can you?
you screen share it?
Oh, I can try. I'm looking on my phone. Hold on a second here.
Hey, well, you figured that one out, Smart. Ice Knight, your bed there. Yes, that bed.
But
So it looks like it's what's under the cardboard? Yes. So it's looking like it's starting to fill out a little bit.
Yeah, this is my version of IMO. If you know anything about natural farming,
this is like indigenous microorganisms, but they take rice boxes, they go put them out in the wild and go and harvest, organisms from outside. I don't need that. I've got a worm bin with all the microorganisms and everything. Plus, I've added a few in here, plus a bit of bokashi. This is my version of an IMO, and this is going to be. By the time my plants go into flower, this should have all been
Caked
fully
up.
myceliumed out, and it should be pretty much like a big slab. And I'll use this when my plants when they go into flip. I'll just use this to drop top dress. This will be the food for flowering. My little booster, just a little booster.
Nice. Now, Ice Knight,
Yeah.
how long does it take to plan? Like, one day, I've tried a couple soil grows and failed so miserably. But yeah, how long ahead do you have to plan for that?
What do you mean by a plan exactly? I just sort of do stuff on the fly.
Oh, okay.
I don't really I don't ever plan anything. I just
You just do.
Yeah, I know I know I'm going to want something for when I flip to flower. Sometimes I'll do a popcorn tea or something like that. But this time I'll just try that bit of an IMO. I had the excess worm castings, so I'll put the stuff to use that I've got basically.
Yeah, those are a little cloudy, but
Well, there's some really clear ones, though. I mean, look, some of those are amber and
yeah.
some of them are clear. I don't see cloudy on that picture. But look at the clear ones. I mean, look at the ones on the right there. I mean, they're clear as hell. But there's some amber in the same dot, which I think is really strange. I just don't know what to think of
Yeah,
it. I'm not familiar with CBD though. So I mean, I've grown it before,
yeah,
but I don't remember. It's been a long time. I don't remember.
yeah.
But
Those
it's
are kind of a little bit clearer than I'd like.
well, like that one. I mean, you can see. I mean, some of them are clear, but look, there's amber. Some of them are
Oh,
solid amber.
it's
Yeah.
like Coca-Cola.
That's wild.
Look at
Coca-Cola
those.
mixed with
They look like.
Sprite.
Hey, look at that. Some of them are. They just look like rings. You know, they're really clear in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, they
What's
are.
the chat think? I can't see the chat. Yeah, let me get my phone here.
Oh right.
Cloudy with a chance of amber.
Cloudy
The
with
clear-
a chance of amber.
Yep. That's about what the chat's saying.
Agnes says he's had them turn charcoal color, almost like ball bearings. Oh, that's
Jay
pretty.
Fox,
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
Jay Fox says, I've been told to take your CBD cultivars at clear to cloudy. I've never grown it, so no personal experience.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, I think they might cut that and then grow the other one and let it go a little longer. I can do it a little shorter and a little longer, actually, with the other two flats. So I'll find out what's better.
The trichome
I'll research
structure is
it
very
first.
interesting. It's very interesting. They're not as thick as like I'm growing for THC. The trichomes are much stringier on what you're showing.
Right. Yeah, they're really strange, aren't they?
Yes.
I don't know.
Plants, man.
Yeah, they're really happy. They really are enjoying it.
They are beautiful. Yeah.
Smart. Congratulations, man. You got it on the screen.
I did get it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know how hard that shit is, so I'm congratulating you. You deserve it.
It works,
Yeah.
man. I figure
Hey,
while we're here,
Thank
let's
you.
not wait. Let's go troll around and see what else you got on here. I know this
Uh-oh.
picture.
Oh, right. Kyle sent me all that. Yeah. That was from Let's Be Bud's seed swap. I got him. So
Oh, you're hooked
somebody
up.
else. Yeah. I got 3 different ones there. That's pretty nice. And he's got a key ring and a pin, a hat pin. And Cookie
Nice.
Monster, of course. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually. So,
The
I
Cookie
don't know if it's
Monster.
here.
yeah, sure, of course.
Oh, there's some nice roots. I like them root shots on them rock bulls, man.
Yeah, I like them because they sit flat.
Yeah. Till they
For
get
my
a big
rocks.
roots under there, huh? Ha.
Yeah.
The rock walls don't rock.
Oh, I like that.
I
They
was
do not. They do not. They are not Weeble. If you
Yeah,
remember those
Weebles
toys,
wobble,
Weeble
but they don't
Wobble.
fall down.
Weeble
That's the
Wobblies.
one. You got it.
Well, I was
That's been
thinking of
certain.
growing some rock wool. I was just going back to the ye old days of my rock wool past.
You drew an all rock wool in
Mm-hmm.
slabs. I've never
Yep.
done that. That'd be interesting. I'd consult OT Grower. He knows his rock wool.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
likes
well,
them Grody blocks.
Let it
yeah,
grow
the
down.
Grody
That's
Tom
on
block.
down
slabs.
feed.
Yep.
Yeah, I did the same system you have of freaking flood, ebb and flow, and rock wool a long time ago, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It
And
did pretty good.
he did a recirculating tank in his, but I think the recirculating volume was never more than like 5 or 10% of the reservoir at any given time, and it worked great. He pretty much had no runoff.
What
Yeah,
is
well,
it? You talking the rock wool? Aren't they top feed though? Didn't he have
Mhm.
drip lines? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah,
They got those.
no, my rock.
They got little lids that fit on top of them that direct the nutrients around it, and they drain it down evenly too. That's interesting.
Yeah, my rock wool was just ebb and flow. Just flood the 6-inch cubes and then drain it, and
It works.
it's effective.
Sucks it right up.
Yep, it was stupid simple
Jeremy
too.
Grove. That's who's coming up on the Butts Be Bud show in a half hour. Jeremy Grove. I wanted to remind everybody about some of the other shows that are on. Good people over at. You got the Eagle show, you got Jack show, you got Caribou, you got Uncle Rick, you got Spartan and them. You got a lot of different places you can go and check out some good content. We got
Do you
some
see
people
eagles
here.
going on? Do you see eagles on during the day now?
Yeah, I think he had a day off work.
Summertime.
Yeah, he had some time off.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought maybe
Some
we're
sort of
changing up. He's a late
yeah,
show.
some sort of the what did he call it? A material mishap. So I guess they did,
Oh,
probably the weather delayed some deliveries or something, materials. And,
right on.
but
That was a
it's,
good show. I enjoyed that one. He's a good guy.
yeah, man, he's been doing it for a long time. Not as consistent as he once was, but it's nice whenever you can catch him.
And once you're on there, you can come back anytime you want.
Yeah,
You're an open guest, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Guess
I haven't
once
been back because I'm just not up that late.
yeah,
I'm an early riser.
yeah. Once you do your interview, you have a ticket to get in for forever. You may have to message him if you get locked out of your Instagram or something crazy wherever they send it to. You may have to message and get it again, but you always have it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some good shows out there, man. A lot of good information.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug my favorite show, and surprisingly, it's not our show, Smart. It's the Cheap Home Grow show. Smart and I've been hanging out there for a long time. I remember when we first started growing weed, the show was always interfered with shifts at work, so I was never around. I would always catch the tail end, and Smott's like, oh, you missed a good show. You missed another good show. I'm doing what I learned there. And we actually got our plants to grow healthier. And, you know, we learned a lot over at the Home Grow Show with Jack. Way back in the day, Shane mispronouncing Smott Pocker.
Yeah. Who's Smart
Oh.
Pocker?
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Going back into the archives.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people that still around giving out good information on these shows. They take the time to line these guests up and to be able to come on and do them. And we like to make sure that everybody gets to go around and talk, you know, get to learn from everybody, because I know there's good stuff I've taken from all those channels.
Yeah,
Every
and
single
we're
one.
leaving out channels that, you know, we just aren't remembering, like the Percy's Grow Room and the
High on
people
Homegrown.
High on Homegrown
Grow Room
and
420.
Grow Room 420. Exactly. Like, there's so many shows out there that are like really good content.
Some of them ain't around. Remember, Grow Room 420 used to be every Friday, man. I miss them shows.
I know, they got me through some rough Fridays.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I figure, you know, we're running this show now because of just admiration from some of these shows that have been on a long time. Just wanted to hang out with our friends that we met over at Cocoa for Cannabis and have a spot where we could just bullshit and talk, show our plants.
You get tired of typing your messages. You just want to talk to people, you know? Especially if you're a slow
Typing
typer.
sucks.
I poke the keyboard with one finger. It takes forever. By the time I get my thought out, the whole chat's changed its momentum and went to something else.
That sucks when that happens.
Are you a chicken picker on the keyboard?
Without a doubt, I'm pecking away.
2 fingers.
2 fingers. I'm good for about 8 words a minute.
Hey, as long as it's accurate.
That's what I'm doing right now, typing all these fucking names out for this giveaway. I mean, I'm up to 81 entries right now, and there's still more to type out.
Damn, what are you giving away?
Some
great.
couple packs of seeds on my Instagram, but this one took off for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going nuts. I was just looking at it, see person.
That is a lot of people,
Link up
dude.
and help him
And now you're going to have twice that many. How's that?
I'm going to close the comments here in a minute, so anybody that wants to get in, go right now.
Yeah, go now and get on. There's the link.
The link is up. Crispy, you are fast, man. I
Thank
tell
you.
You're on it. And Smart missed you too last week. Yeah. It was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did.
And he admitted it too, right there. He gave you a lot of credit. So you deserve it.
I missed you guys.
My throat was killing me, man.
And, you know, I was really proud of him. I thought, you know, wow, you're sick. And that's before we realized that we had gotten COVID, which I'm not completely not convinced that I didn't get it from the hospital.
I called
You
there.
probably did.
I told him I sat in your waiting room and I had this, and then following them nurses that I was talking to, you might want to tell them. And then I started thinking about it. I was at a lot of places, man. The parts store, getting new windshield wipers. I went to Walmart and got stuff. Picked up some Domino's pizzas. I was thinking there's a lot of places I could have got it and or gave it over the course of 2 days, you know?
Weren't you sick Wednesday?
I got
That's why you canceled the show. That's right.
Yeah, the first night that I got sick was actually Tuesday evening after work. Worked all day. Went to the
And then
phone
you didn't
store.
get it from the hospital then. If that was where it was.
I know I didn't get it from the hospital. I ended up getting it because I went to the, like I said, the pizza store. I went to the phone store.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah.
I was at work. I talked to other crew members, like framers and shit that were working on this house. I mean, there was many people I come into contact. I went to the store, got a coffee and some fuel in the morning. It's like, whew, I touched the door handle. How many people did I just shake hands with right there? So during the course of the day, you don't know where that's coming from, you know? It's just, and I think a lot of times people don't know that what they have, and then they're out giving. You think you just got a cold, you don't stay at home. You know, people got to go to work and shit.
Hey,
Coming from the
Smart.
vaccinated people, they're shedding it. That's what they call. Have you heard of the term shred or shedding? After people get the vaccinations, they shed it out, and yeah, I think it's one of the reasons why it's still around and it's still prevalent, because it's only
Humans are
prevalent
dirty
in
too,
highly vaccinated areas. Should I say?
Humans are nasty creatures. You know, you wipe your nose. Little kids wipe their nose. They you know, people use the bathroom and don't wash their hands. It's a sad fact of nature. And then they go out and they grab a newspaper, they grab a coffee cup, they grab the door handle, they push the buttons on the ATM, you know, hundreds of people. And then, you know, not everybody has the same standards of just plain cleanly hand washing as the next guy. And if you touch your face or something, it's the flu, it's the pneumonia, it's the common cold, man. And it seems like I know what I do is I isolate a lot. So when I do have to make a day where I'm out doing all this stuff, I think it's easier for me to catch shit because I try to stay away from people as much as I can. I try to grab door handles with my shirt and people look at me funny. I'll pull my hand up inside my sleeve and then grab door handles to go in to like sheets in different places. And that's why if I wear a hoodie, I use the front hoodie pocket as a handle. But it just sucks because everywhere you go, you know, you don't ever know what you're getting into, and try to be safe as you can. Nobody wants to be sick, whether it's the flu or a common cold, you know.
Hey, Smart, I got you sick. I got you sick because I feeling the COVID too.
Yeah,
I've been sick for like 10 fucking days.
That's even worse. That shit puts liquids in your lungs. I found out pneumonia is the nasty one. There's some methane blue.
What are we doing with the methane blue? We getting healthy?
Yes.
You making yogurt?
You won't hear much about it. Well, you might do if you actually look for the information. But during COVID, they suppressed a lot of the information about methylene blue. It's antiviral, antibacterial. It damages bad cells. Doesn't harm good cells. It's a mitochondria power. It's an antioxidant for your mitochondria. So when they're not functioning properly, and it gives you a boost of energy. It's got loads of shit good for it. If you want it, they called it the silver bullet. Anyway, back in the day, it's been around for a
silver bullet.
I want one of them vitamin B12 shots I used to hear about. You never hear about anybody getting a shot of vitamin B12 from their doctor. Is that still a thing?
Yeah. If you got bad, you know, because one of the symptoms of B12 deficiency is painful feet. So you know, yeah, my mother-in-law she gets B12 shots for that reason.
B12 and testosterone. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Strong as a bull, twice as stupid.
Well, for testosterone, you just need saturated fat and cholesterol, basically. Because that's where you make testosterone. And in order for you to not really you know what make testosterone, you need to increase the availability of it. So you need to look into androgen receptors, because that's what's gonna make you use your testosterone. If you go about it trying to increase it, you run into problems of hair loss and other sort of issues. But yeah, androgen receptors, mushrooms button
I've
mushroom.
been eating my good,
mushrooms.
I've been eating my good cholesterol, but I'm sitting at the table
Good
broken hearted.
cholesterol.
I can't, yeah, like bacon fat and red meat and shit. But I sit at the table broken hearted because I can't taste it. I'm like, damn, I know this tastes good. It looks wonderful. It has a great texture in my mouth, and I'm like, just can't taste anything, man. It's so peculiar.
Can't taste our buds either.
Can't taste the weed. Can't taste not. I could be smoking straight flag, dude.
Can't smell it either.
No,
You know,
can't
it's
smell it.
so weird.
Another one, zinc and selenium is good
Yeah.
for, which they found out is good for your olfactory system. And that's like your smells and your senses. And that's what COVID is, or what, one of the symptoms of COVID, it goes and attacks your olfactory system.
Right on. I have zinc. Here.
Yeah. Double
We'll eat
up
some.
double up on the zinc, pair it up with some magnesium, you'll be golden. You'll start to probably help that out.
Magnesium keeps me regular, so I don't mind taking it either.
Magnesium,
Hey,
zinc, selenium.
Yep.
Hey, we just need to spray. We need to give Smod foliar of CalMac. Let's see.
Some Epsom salt sprayed up under my arms.
Have a bath.
Yeah, there you
Have a
go.
bath. I'll show you. I buy 25 kilo bags of the Epsom salt, and I put like 300 grams of Epsom salt in the bath. I do.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Every three or so days, and because hot baths are good as well because they activate something called heat shock proteins, and that also because what COVID does, it bypasses the first part of your immune system is called the interferon response, which is where you create a fever normally. This is why people are walking around asymptomatic, because COVID has bypassed the bit that makes you sweat and have the fever. Is normally the first symptoms of when you get ill, you have a fever. COVID has bypassed that part. So, but you can actually go and trick your body by jumping in a hot bath.
I know the old timers in my family used to soak their feet in warm baths with Epsom salt in there. They always said it made them feel better. You guys might remember them old blue tubs from back in like the 70s and 80s. I think some of them had little bubblers in them, and you could sit. They would market them. You could sit at the TV and watch TV while you bubble Epsom salt at your feet. Yeah, man.
I wonder if you've got low blood pressure or if you've got diabetes. Apparently. I'm not too sure about why the diabetes, but maybe it's because of the low blood flow in the feet. But yeah, that's the only time I think Epsom salt might be a contradiction if you've got low blood pressure. If you
I just want to tell everybody, we're all doctors here and very well versed in what we do. So you want to take this as gold, that's all that they always say. Like, we're not doctors. This is just us bullshitting.
Yeah, this is not medical advice.
Disclaimer, healthcare professional before you just make any changes.
We'll get turned in for.
On that point, all I gotta say is Dr. Dobbin says, go get you bath, Smot. Put a bunch of hot water in it. Take 600 grams of Epsom salt, because our baths are twice as big out here as in UK. So you have to put in 600 grams, and make sure you put it at about 102 water temperature, where it's just burning you. Go sit in there, start sweating, and then after you get out, go eat a bunch of bacon. Eat
and
some
cookies that Steve person sent.
Yes, definitely do that. And then call me in the morning and let me know how you feel.
2 cookies and call you in the morning. Hey, those cookies that he sent have chocolate inside of them, man.
The Nutella.
The Nutella.
So delicious.
They're
like
2 cookies, they'll call you in the afternoon, bro.
Strip off.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Strip off and go stand under your grow light for 30 minutes on each side.
Okay.
The first year that I met my wife, I told her we're going down to the river. They busted the ice up with a backhoe for the polar plunge, and she was like, "You're gonna really jump in the river?" And hell yeah, it's supposed
He
to
wasn't
be
the
good.
only fool doing it. I had such a entertaining time.
There was ice floating everywhere.
There were several
You
people.
You did that? You jumped in?
Oh,
Yes,
I
he
dove
did.
in. I dove in head first, swam around a little bit, and then I came running out like a little girl screaming, "With a give me a blanket, give me hot chocolate!" I stood by the fire, shivered, and it was it was pretty cool. It wasn't the first time I'd done it either, but it was one of the coldest times, and it's pretty cool. It doesn't hurt but for a second, and it really is
Man,
invigorating.
you sound like old Wim Hof there, man, getting in that cold.
Yeah.
The Dutch ice
Well,
man.
Ain't gonna happen. Nope. Not
Hey,
gonna
Chris,
jump in ice water.
It's a
Crispy, I got-
spectator sport.
Your asshole puckers up tighter than a snare drum, but every other pore in your body opens up. You know.
Hey, Crispy, I just got one question for you. How was
What's
the
that?
shrinkage? How was the shrinkage?
Yeah, there was shrinkage like a frightened turtle. I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
No. Yeah, after jumping in one of those ice baths, we don't. It shrinks up to
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It goes. It's
Not
an
I
innie.
was in the pool. I was in the
I'm not
pool.
jumping in. Well, oh.
No, as soon as you
I'm
get
sorry,
out,
I couldn't help it.
they give you hot chocolate. They have massive fires rolling right there beside the river, a couple of them, and there's like paramedics there. It's a pretty well organized event.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Like right before your eyes, a bunch of lunacy. In my opinion.
Hey, there's little kids. There's old people.
I was like, check this out. Wow, I couldn't believe what was happening before my eyes. I was
Crispy,
really warm in my Woolrich.
Crispy, you gotta appreciate it though. A man that will jump in an ice cold bath just to prove how manly he is a man for you.
I was really impressed. Well,
It is all about breathing with the cold plunge. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It locks you up.
Wim Hof, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Wim Hof method, man. You got to get the breathing technique down.
That's it.
Not me.
He makes you do the Wim Hof when you hit that cold water. You can't help but do it.
Yeah.
you know, it's
Natural.
it's amazing what the human body can do.
Sounds like a bad time to me, man. Yeah, our roughest time is during the summer. What we'll do is there's a river down called the Salt River, and we'll just load up a bunch of tubes with beers and whatever, and we'll float down it. But that's not nearly as rough as your river experience there, buddy.
The Salt River. Do you float in it? Is it very salty?
Well, all the water out in Arizona is salty.
Yeah. Very buoyant, isn't it? Always wanted to
Yes.
float in one of those salty bodies of water where you float in it.
Dead Sea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go to
Not
Salt
that
Lake.
salty.
Do you do any
Not
ice
that
fishing
salty
on
either.
there?
What?
You get any ice fishing in? It's colder
Nope.
than witch's tit.
Not yet. I'll only go a couple times this weekend, probably. I probably won't be here Sunday.
We went by the lake and it's frozen solid. The only thing on there is goose prints. There's the American one.
Second that.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice. Yeah, seed person. The seed person is the brother from another mother. I will say that because as I watch his goth girls grow my tank, I mean, they aren't the biggest, fattest, but they're the second biggest, fattest, and who knows? They could fucking inch out the other ones.
It's not about the size, bro.
No, it's about the flavor, and the flavor. The the flavor on your Goth Girls right now has this coffee, sweet coffee smell, where
Yeah, I got
the
the
banana
coffee
rods, they're smelling like bananas, but I fucking hate bananas. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
What?
Hey, Mr. Tallyman,
Kind of
tally me
sucks.
for
You hate
that.
bananas.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
bananas.
weird.
Man.
I thought everybody
I
liked
don't.
bananas.
I don't
Text on
hate
last
them,
Wait,
one
but
on
what?
banana
Sorry, what'd you
on
say
there.
about bananas? Nanners? You got nanners?
Oh,
no,
no.
Oh,
nanners are in
No.
control. No nanners. I just said I don't like bananas.
Oh, I got you.
I like coffee a lot more than I like bananas.
Same here. Hey, I want to let everyone know we got 5 minutes left. Time goes quick.
Oh
When you
yeah,
have,
yeah.
we don't want to step on Uncle Rick's and Spartan and anything grows and all the people that are putting
Little
on the
Wee
show,
Bud.
Little Wee Bud behind the scenes.
Great group of people over there.
They're gonna have Jeremy Grove, so everybody can check that out. We'll make sure you come back here and check us all out. Next time would be Sunday. And
Sunday.
that's right.
Sunday.
We'll start with the way we have them lined up here. Go around the horn, and thanks to the panel, everybody, for coming on, showing up, hanging out. Up first is Ice and I.
Yeah, cheers everyone. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Eyes out.
Thanks, us. Kitty, get off. Art Man, you're up next, buddy.
Artman, 2 N's, 420 underscore at Instagram. Go over there and look at those trichomes. Tell me your opinions, folks. Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for coming on, man. Look forward to Sunday when we get the lights on. Saying,
I probably won't be here Sunday. I'll probably be out fishing.
oh, so Sunday's the fishing day. I can't wait to see the report, man.
I hope you catch a lot.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Seed Person, you're up.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody, and I always enjoy hanging out. So thank you for hosting, even though you're sick, and I hope you feel better soon. I'm seedperson1 on Instagram or seedperson1@gmail.com, and I will see y'all later.
Thanks, Seed Person. And XYZ Vector.
I doubled down on the fact that you and Spot, or you and Crispy, I'm sorry, are here hosting. Not feeling it 100%, but hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the panel for showing up, and I appreciate chat. And I'm just happy to be growing some big fat buds.
Looking damn
Right
good,
on.
too.
And last but not least, OK Jace, number 20.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram, OKJace20. Cheers, chat, panel. Always fun hanging out with you guys. Spot, Crispy, thanks for hosting. Crispy, good to have you back here. Glad to hear you're feeling better. I hope you guys get over the COVID there here pretty soon. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys on Sundays. Roll up.
Right on. Grow it up, everybody.
Thank you so much. You're the medicine that I needed to get through this day. I appreciate every one of you hanging out with us. Grow love.
See you next time.